Hey guys, tonight we're going to dive into the heart of an empire that conquered almost everything it touched Rome. But we're not talking about emperors, gladiators, or the grandeur of the Colosseum. Instead, we're zooming in on something far less glamorous yet crucial the roads that helped make the Roman Empire what it was. Picture yourself in ancient Rome, standing at the center of a bustling forum, hearing the sound of chariots and soldiers marching by. Behind them, a web of well-worn stone-paved roads stretches across the empire, guiding armies, traders, and messengers. It's a little hard to imagine, right? After all, in your world, it's all asphalt and GPS. But back then, without these roads, the empire probably wouldn't have lasted a fraction as long. They were Rome's lifeline. They weren't just paths, they were the veins through which the empire's heart pumped its power and influence. You probably won't survive this story without a dose of disbelief. Seriously, the scale of their achievements can make you dizzy. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And hey, drop where you're listening from and the time over there. It's always fascinating to hear where people are joining from. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. The story of Rome begins with a small city, but by the time the Republic took shape, that city was making waves. The Romans weren't born great, they built greatness. And they did so with a simple yet profound tool, roads. These roads weren't just about connecting places, they were about creating a system that could enforce Roman authority across vast, unfamiliar lands. The need for roads wasn't driven by convenience. It was about power, survival, and the very future of Rome itself. Let's rewind for a moment. Picture a Roman legion marching across the rugged terrain of Italy in 300 BCE. The soldiers are equipped with all the gear they need, but there's something bigger at play. The Romans knew that to control an empire, they couldn't just rely on fortresses or legions stationed in cities. They needed mobility. Mobility meant roads, and roads meant speed. The ability to move swiftly across the land to control, defend, and expand their territory became a cornerstone of Roman strategy. But this wasn't just about soldiers. It was about the sheer infrastructure that was required to support a growing empire. Communications, trade, and governance all depended on the same roads that connected distant outposts. Rome's road-building efforts didn't just keep the empire intact, they brought the far reaches of its vast lands closer together, uniting them under a singular vision. Historians still argue whether the Romans were driven by practicality or sheer genius, but one thing is clear,